221, we're off in a significant way already. The jobs report came out about an hour and a half ago. It was not good. Now we want to gauge reaction on this massive rescue bill. You saw the big board there. On Capitol Hill, meanwhile, the revamped legislation passing the Senate with a decisive 74-25 vote. That's well over the 60 mark they thought they were going to get. Now there's a lot riding on what happens tomorrow in the House. Representative McCotter, Republican from Michigan. Sir, good morning to you. You voted no on Monday. Will you vote yes tomorrow?
No, because the fundamentally unfair core of the Paulson proposal remains, and that is to have government compel taxpayers to buy toxic assets which private investors will not purchase. This is fundamentally unfair to the American people. They know it. Now, the American people have been through a lot. There's been a crisis generated by the White House, by Mr. Paulson, and by the supporters of this bill. But the American people understand that while they want something done, they did not want it to be this. And so we are in a situation where, again, obstinance on the part of the proponents of a fatally flawed, unfair plan continue to try to jam it down the American people.
So the bill has been changed somewhat, and it passed overwhelmingly in the Senate. Whether you vote no or not, do you think it's got enough votes in the House to pass?
People thought that it was going to pass the House the last time. The proposal has not fundamentally been changed. What they have done, however, which I find despicable, is they've told Americans that you will get no tax relief unless you bail out Wall Street, that you will not get your deposits at the local bank insured unless you bail out Wall Street. These are things the American people should have. These are things that go to the fundamental structures of the problem that we are going through economically, and they should have been done without having to be put on to a bill that is fatally flawed, namely the Paulson Bailout.
It's dangerous to get into the business of predictions, and I don't necessarily want to go there, but you looking at this bill and measuring the economic impact of it, if it passes in the House tomorrow, let's say the president signs it tomorrow afternoon, just for the sake of our conversation here, what happens to the economy? And what's the net effect?
Even the proponents of the bill have said that this is a short-term stabilization of the market that does not address the underlying problems in the American economy or the global economy. What you're going to find out is that even if this plan works, and if it does pass, I will pray that I am wrong for the sake of the American people and hope that it works. But the underlying problems that are driving America into a recession will remain. Remember, what Paulson and Bernanke are doing is simply reinflating the bubble that at the present time is starting to contract. Sooner or later, you will run out of money to inflate that bubble, and if you do not address the underlying problems within this economy, which are not fundamentally sound, the American people are going to be very upset that you spent $700 billion of their money for short-term stabilization.
I think you're dead on right about that, and that takes us to two more points. Quickly, though, what is the right medicine for this economy if this is not the right one in your view?
I think that for the short-term stabilization, you need mark-to-market reform, which is part of this bill and which will help, but did not need to be part of the Paulson proposal.
Mark-to-market has to do with companies and the books and how much they value their company, correct?
Yes, I'm sorry to use Washington speak, yes. Also, you need the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation to raise the insurance on what real people put into these banks down the street. That will inspire confidence in them. You also need private recapitalization. You can have repatriation of American capital offshore to come in to the tune of hundreds of billions of dollars to put liquidity into the system. And then you can look at the underlying substance of fiscal policies here, which have spent too much and taxed too much, and get to the root of entrepreneurial opportunity.
You think we're right back where we are, just a question of when? That's what I take from your answer, yeah?
No, I think that if we just go through reinflating the bubble, you will buy yourself a little sedation at the price of a potential long-term recession.
All right, McCotter, thank you for your time. Appreciate your insight and your knowledge as well. Voting no on that bill tomorrow. Meg?
Well, so you just heard why